Hi, I'm Grace. I'm going to be your occupational therapist today. And it sounds like we're going to go over some information about vaccines. Do you have any questions before we start?
Mm, Not really. Not a big fan of vaccines, but
Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit about what you know?
you just hear bad things.
Yeah. What are some of your concerns?
I mean, you never know. I don't actually know what's in them,
Okay.
and they could put anything in them.
Mm-hmm.
They can cause bad stuff to happen to you, and I've heard people get sick after them.
Okay. Well, I have a worksheet. It's online, I have a handout. It's online, and I can email it to you, and I can also have it printed out if you'd like. But why don't we go over it and see if that can answer some of your questions, okay? So, I have this handout for you. So what are vaccines? They're like a weaker version of the of what you're trying to be protected from. So there's a plethora of different types of vaccines. So there's can you tell me a little bit about the vaccines that you know about?
Flu, COVID,
Mm-hmm.
measles,
Flu, COVID, measles, yeah.
all those ones.
Mhm.
Chickenpox.
Chickenpox. Yeah, those are a couple of the really common ones that we hear a lot about. And there's a lot of different types of vaccines that are recommended by the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control. That organization is is like a government agency that provides really great information about any sort of medical topic you're concerned about or curious about. So, and that is where I got the information for this handout, is from the CDC. So, vaccines are a weaker version of the illness that you're taking the vaccines for. So, for for example, the flu, the vaccine that you're receiving is a weaker or a like a fake strain of the flu. So the purpose or how they work is that once it's injected into you, your body gets to know the information about this vaccine, about the flu, right? So it learns about it and learns about how to protect your body against it from getting sicker, and it learns how to fight it off. So that's a little bit of how they work. And a common question about why you have to get multiple of the same vaccine, like the flu. You get the flu. People get the flu shot every year, once a year, right? And the reason why you have to get it multiple times is there's two potential reasons. So one of them is the for example, flu. It learns about how your body is fighting off the flu, so it changes itself to learn how to better attack your body, essentially. So that's one of the reasons why you have to get it again. And the other reason, or another potential reason, is that your body forgets about it or forgets how to fight it off. So let's say that you got the COVID vaccine right when it came out, and now we have booster vaccines. So the booster vaccines basically remind your body of how to fight it off. It basically is like downloading an update on your phone for your app, right? How does that sound? Does that
Makes sense.
Yeah? Okay. Could you tell me what are vaccines?
It's like a little sample of the virus, but it's not as strong as like when you normally get it,
Mm-hmm.
so that your body can encounter it in like a more mild sense, sort of, and build up defenses for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it does encounter it.
That's a really good explanation. Could you you told me how it worked and what they are. Can you tell me why you might get the same vaccine again?
In case your body like forgets about like those defense mechanisms, or if it like evolves
Mhm.
and like learns how to beat the defense mechanisms that your body has.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So the other 2 points I want to go over, and I know that this was one of your concerns at the beginning of this conversation, was what are the benefits and the risks of getting a vaccine? Because there are potential benefits and there are potential risks or side effects. So it's best to know what those are, so you can make an informed decision on if you want to become vaccinated. So some of the good things, the pros about getting a vaccine: you're less likely to catch the illness. So if you get the flu vaccine, you're less likely to get the flu. You're more likely to recover from getting the flu if you were to get it. Something that might be a misconception is that once you get a vaccine, like, you can't ever get it. It's like an immunity pill. While it does build up immunity, it's not 100%, right? So let's say you do get the flu, your body is going to be better equipped to deal with it and to fight it off because you gave yourself the vaccine.
Okay.
And then another big benefit about getting vaccinated is the being able to protect your community. And what I mean by that is there are some individuals in your community. This could be family, friends, coworkers, or just random people you meet on the street. There are some people who are unable to get vaccinated because of how their body works. Maybe their immune system's a little weaker, or they're receiving chemo treatment, anything that might make their body less strong and less able to fight off things. They may not be able to get vaccinated themselves. So when you vaccinate yourself, you're protecting them by you not getting sick. And then, so those are like some of the big benefits of becoming vaccinated. Some of the cons or risks of becoming vaccinated: you may experience side effects. The side effects that are reported are some redness at the injection site. It might be tender, a little warm, tingly, itchy, that kind of thing. And for some vaccines, there are cases where people develop seizures. So there are some pretty scary risks with vaccines. However, the way that they make or produce vaccines and the way they test vaccines, they have been able to decrease the risk quite a bit. So that's a good thing. And then the other, like I said before, even though you got vaccinated, you might still get what you're getting vaccinated from, right? So what I mean by that is, even though you get the flu shot, you still might get the flu, right? So the last point I want to touch on is, what if you don't get vaccinated, right? So when you don't get vaccinated, you do put yourself at risk for getting the illness, disease, condition, whatever you're being vaccinated against. It's not a guarantee by any means. It has everything to do with who you are around and what their immunity is like, and that kind of stuff. So but you do put yourself and others at risk for getting whatever you're choosing not to be vaccinated from. And like I said, not everyone is able to be vaccinated, and some people get sicker than others. So there are people who get the flu and it's just like a little headache. And then there are people who get the flu that are hospitalized. So and there are people who get the flu and do pass away from the flu or complications from it. And then you also do risk contributing to an outbreak of whatever you're choosing not to be vaccinated against. Okay, so I know that was a lot of stuff, but could you tell me what some of the risks or cons of becoming vaccinated are?
You said some people can get sick from it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have like seizures, but that's gotten better over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like you might experience side effects, like you said, like seizures. The risk of developing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and you mentioned like the injection site stuff too.
Yep. So, as far as the seizures part, that is, the risk is relatively low considering what the alternative could be. But could you tell me a bit about the side effects at the injection site?
So like itchiness, redness, tingling,
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff.
Awesome. And then
Pain.
what about if you were to, does a vaccine automatically make you immune?
No.
Okay. What are some of the pros, the benefits of becoming vaccinated?
Protecting yourself and others.
Mm-hmm. And with protecting yourself, does it make you likely to catch the illness?
Does it make you likely to catch it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good. Awesome. And then what about your recovery? What happens with recovery if you become vaccinated?
It can be quicker.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, so it sounds like you understand what we talked about with the vaccines. Do you feel like you have a better understanding of the CDC's stance on it,
Yeah.
vaccines?
I do.
Awesome. Are there any other resources I can help guide you towards to make sure that you're making an informed decision?
I don't think so. I think that covers a lot of my questions.
Okay. I can also look into finding resources about specific vaccines if there are specific ones you're more concerned about than others. And then if you would like to make the decision to become vaccinated today or in the future, we can definitely help you out and set up an appointment for that. A lot of vaccines are offered. The annual ones are offered at a very low cost or free, which is awesome. But at the end of the day, this is your decision, and we just want to make sure you have all of the information that we can provide so that you can make what fits you best.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions before we head out?
No.
All right, sounds good. It was nice to meet you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.